you so much for joining on my Mod Rock Jam podcast. Just like you, how you guys changed your name. I also recently changed my podcast name, so I have to like, which one is it?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I've been checking you guys out on Instagram, and when you're not performing a show, I feel like you're at a show, you're watching a concert. So, if I ever go to Ireland, what are some music venues I have to check out?
Definitely.
Any of the ones that we're playing in, that'd be the main one.
Whelan's is great, which is in Dublin. The N.O.A.H in Dove, which is in Galway. Mike the Pies, and like Spirit Store. Just loads of like small like cultural hubs around the country. But then you obviously have like our big like the Olympia, which is a theatre / like music venue, and then the Opera House in Cork. And I think, well, that's only to name a few, but there's a lot of really
obviously the Three Arena and stuff.
Yeah. My favorite type of venues are like they're combined for restaurant. And I mean, usually it's on the higher end, but like, if a place where you could eat, get some drinks, and then like walk across and there's like the stage in the venue.
I don't know if there's any like food.
I think Vicar Street is kind of like that.
Yeah. I don't think you can eat though.
Oh,
it's all drink here. Like there's no.
Well, Workman's has the restaurant beside it. There's a Bison bar or something.
Yeah, but it's like you can't watch a gig and have a burger. Like,
well, they have a Wow burger.
Yeah, it's not really a thing.
No,
like,
it's true.
It's just pints and music. Really,
must be an American thing. We're always thinking about money.
Well, we're always thinking about pints, so
yeah. And is there an Irish tradition I need to know about if I ever do go there when, things are safe and like I don't need to get like a negative COVID test to fly out?
Well, I suppose it depends. Like Irish traditions, other than like Patrick's Day, like I mean, everybody that comes over kind of goes to the likes of like all the tourist spots, like going to the Guinness.
Don't go to Temple Bar.
Yeah,
that's what you should do. Don't go to Temple Bar.
Yeah, every tourist goes to Temple Bar because they hear everything about it. But I mean, it's the most expensive place to even step foot in.
Yeah, like it's just really it's Ireland in the eyes of tourists, what they perceive Ireland to be, where Ireland is not like what that is. So you're better off going to somewhere like we mentioned earlier, like Whelan's or Mike the Pies and Kerry, places like that where there's like truly authentic Irish things happening. Like, I mean, if you want to go experience proper trad music, you go to Cobblestone in Smithfield. That's where you hear actual trad bands.
If you're coming over to Ireland, it's like you listen to trad music and our music, and that's it.
Yeah, us, trad music, and maybe you too. That's it.
Yeah.
So in California where I live, we actually do have a city called Dublin, and every year, except for the pandemic, right? They do a St. Patrick's festival. And so recently they did one, and it's a small festival, but they go all out that to the point it makes it, feel huge. So that's like the only taste of Ireland I get is that, St. Paddy's Fest in Dublin here.
Yeah. Oh, but that's still cool.
Right. And I saw on Instagram, I'm going to be like quoting a lot of your socials, but I saw on Instagram, there was like little two boys trying to climb up the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice. It's
right.
Like when we were playing, there's loads of kids just throwing shapes. It was actually hilarious. Like,
like it was such a mix of a crowd. Like it was kind of like there was families and kids there, and then there was, other kind of tourists and Irish people there as well, so it was a good mix for us anyway, and a good opportunity. And yeah, it was super nice to have, like, we gave out CDs at the end, and as Ryan was saying, there was kids coming up to us asking us to sign it and everything, which was really nice as well.
Yeah, it's great exposure, great music fest as well, where like, everyone, all of ages can, see you. And I saw on Instagram, you met Inhaler. How was that like? Who made the first move?
Well, I was scared to go over, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I think you went over. He's like, I'll go over and say hello. I was like, well, I'm too scared to go over, so someone do it.
I'd met them before, and then it was a case of that, like, we were playing that night in the venue they were at, so they caught a bit of our set. And I just said we'd go over and say hi and give them an EP, because, like, it's good to be friendly with people, and especially people who make music which is in the same category. And like, if they ever wanted us to play with them, we'd happily do that. But no, they're cool guys, really lovely. Like, fair play to them. They're doing a lot in America at the moment, which is it looks amazing. It looks really, really good.
It's great to see.
Yeah, they're actually coming to San Francisco next week, so hopefully I get to see their show. I did see them when they opened for Blossoms. So, and then I just saw that they're touring with Kings of Leon now. I was like, wow.
We're talking about that.
We were only talking about that earlier on. Super happy for them.
I would totally love seeing N.O.A.H with Inhaler. I would 100% go.
Well, we'd love to see that too.
And so I think, you kind of also touched upon, after the pandemic, we're seeing like a growing music scene in the UK. And I've interviewed this music promoter from the Bay Area, and she mentioned how we're kind of going through a renaissance of music after this catastrophic event. And I know that you kind of restarted your band in this new age of music. How does it feel to be part of this renaissance, especially that N.O.A.H comes from this new beginning?
Never thought of it like that before. To be honest, like, I don't know, like, we're very in our own lane. Like, we like other music and we enjoy what's happening at the moment. But, like, I mean, I'd never put us in a category to say, oh, we're coming out of lockdown. I know we are, but maybe that's just us being a bit, like, humble with it. It'd be nice to think that in a few years you could look back and go, that was sort of an influential thing at 2020. Maybe you find them things out in retrospect rather than as it's happening.
Because I mean, like, right now it's like, we're focusing on our own music and our own live shows, and it's not something that we're saying, well, we're after starting something or we're a part of something here. Like, we're literally just trying to focus on ourselves, while obviously respecting everybody else. But, like, it is certainly something that, like, we wouldn't really think about. And as Adam said, like, maybe next year or maybe in 5 years time.
I'm talking like 30 years time, when you go, you look at 1969 for a year of music and you go, that was some year of music. And maybe we can look back with that amount of retrospect, go, oh, maybe the bands and acts that came out post-COVID influenced the next 20, 30 years. But I don't know, maybe. We were doing us like we did before and after it. So that's it, really.
Are you guys content with the pacing and the exposure of your band? Because I know, you were in a previous band before, but it seems like, kind of out of lockdown, all of a sudden, you get your manager and you're featured on the news, and, do you feel like it's fast paced, or it's like the right type of pacing?
It's quick, but, like, we're always up for more, so we want to be.
We'll always want it to go quicker, I think, in a way. Even though it is moving quick.
It's like everyone's always chasing their tail in terms of, like, if you're an ambitious person, whatever field you're in, you're always going to want to be more busy. Now, say that now, like, in fucking 10 years time, or like, give me a break. But, I mean, we're looking just to keep playing and playing and playing and playing. But no, it's amazing. Like, all of a sudden it was just like no gigs, and then it's like, oh, here's like 20. So it's good.
Good. And it's funny, going back to, like, I was scrolling through your Instagram and I was seeing, the news you were being featured in, one of which was the Irish Daily Star, and right next to your story is Rihanna. I'm like, did she photobomb your article?
We go way back with Rihanna,
right? So, speaking of the biblical story, N.O.A.H, if you guys were sealed in an ark and you could bring only two items, what would it be?
That's a great question. No one's ever asked us that question before. I suppose we'd have to be smart about it. Like if Ryan brought two things, then Adam brought two things, and I brought two things that work for the three of us.
Yeah,
I think.
fair. Yeah, good stuff. That makes sense.
Ryan, if you bring the hair product,
and the hair dryer.
Oh no, it has to be two the same thing. So you have to bring two hair dryers.
Oh
no, it could be like you guys pick your own two things that you would
want
to bring. Yeah,
like two hair dryers. What are we gonna need that for?
Unless one of them dies out.
Yeah.
I'd bring like maybe a stove and gas cylinder so we can eat hot food. Ryan, what are you gonna
for a week?
But who's gonna? You can bring food like
you can. Actually, I'll need. Or
do you know what you bring? You bring a male cow and a female cow, and you just talking like reproductive sort of stuff. Like,
you just let them at it.
Yeah, and then you have food forever.
You're like, I'm tired of eating cow meat.
Yeah.
But when you're stuck in a boat, what are you gonna do?
No one said toothbrush.
Well, I was about to say toiletries and alcohol.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if this happened in Ireland, but here in America, we had a toilet paper shortage. People got so scared of the pandemic, they just hogged all the toilet paper and also cases of water too. So like you would go to the store, like there was no water, there was no toilet paper. And then I was like, I bet you people who have like those fancy toilets that just squirts water, they're just laughing in our face right now.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of people out on their front lawn just kind of doing a dog with worms, like dragging themselves.
N.O.A.H stands for not only a hero. Who are your personal heroes?
Oh, that's another good question. Jesus.
Personal heroes.
Not Jesus, actually.
not Jesus. Sorry, no.
That's me cursing.
I think Adam Rooney and Ryan Hill.
I was gonna say my mom and dad.
Yeah, sorry, Ron. I wasn't thinking you either. I was gonna say my mom and dad too.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're all different.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say what your answer?
Yeah, those are all great. Yeah, I'm glad someone said at least, mom and dad and their friends, because of course, we always look up to like, Rihanna, like someone big.
Yeah, I should have said her.
I love your mashup of full Spanish Sahara as well as the excess intro. What's a song you wish you wrote? You're like, damn it, I wish I was at that mindset where I wrote this hit song.
I'm going to say probably Space by Biffy Clyro. I think that's a really great song.
I'm going to say One by U2.
I was going to say that. I don't know.
Not a Brucey song for you.
I was going to think like either like I was going to say something like Oasis or Beatles or something, because look at how influential it is. Maybe like Yesterday or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You want to go for a song that's like, okay, everyone remembers that. Now you're like, okay, now I need to find someone to invent a time travel machine.
or like Let It Be or something. Like imagine you wrote Let It Be.
Yeah.
How sick would that be?
Where do you guys shine outside of being in a band?
Oh my God.
Jesus. That's actually so tough.
That's very tough, like, isn't it? Yeah. It's like we can't say anything good about it.
And it's not even like all our answers are going to be like these crappy funny ones. I don't think we have any genuine answers. Well, I don't know. Like we had to do these tests when we were kids in school called the drum conjure tests. And
are you going to say that's your?
No. So they were like aptitude tests when you're like, I think you did one at like maybe 5, then 10. Did you? Something like that, 12 even. And mine was always good with like visuals and like space and being able to like picture things like a 3D object. So maybe I like doing like videos and I like fashion and stuff. So maybe I'd be a fashion videoer who does drum contests.
I'd probably give myself I don't know if this would be a good one, but like handwriting. I really love like
Oh,
handwriting.
you got beautiful handwriting.
I was
Beautiful
right.
handwriting.
Probably wedding invitations or something like that.
Oh,
If I
that's
was,
class. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So
You
you're
should
more
you
than
should
I do.
see Ryan's set lists that he writes out. They're just beautiful.
Ronan,
Okay,
I can know what you're going at. Sleeping.
Ryan, you're gonna have to give me a copy of the set list.
Yeah, I will do. Definitely will.
All right, what about you, Ronan?
Sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping. I do enjoy a good sleep. I don't know. I'm fairly social and like
Oh, that's true. He is good at being social.
That's
Like
very true,
he's good at that.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know, something to do with like nightlife or something like that. I'd say
He's gonna be a club promoter.
Yeah, like Peter.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Come into my pub. Come into my pub.
That would suit me down to the ground. Sleep during the day and work during the night.
Somewhere in Donegal.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to see my handwriting. At one point in my life, it was decent. And then I blame high school because all of a sudden, you know, my history teacher will be going through the PowerPoint slides really fast. I'm like trying to jot down the notes, like, so it's forever horrible.
Yeah, no, I think I probably have the worst handwriting in the band, and then Ryan has the best, and then Adam by default is in the middle.
Like I'll be average and around like general population. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're really good at bubble writing.
So in your music video, Shine, obviously it takes place in a high school setting. Would you guys go back to your high school reunion? And the reason why I asked this is that my high school reunion's this year.
Yeah, I'd go back. I think
your school, Adam, does them, but ours, the school that me and Ryan went to don't really do that.
We see them in the pub every weekend anyway.
Everyone in my school, they all live away. Like everyone's like, not everyone. A lot of people have moved abroad and stuff, and doing the Irish thing you do when you're mid-20s. You move to Australia, Canada, America, England. That's pretty much it for it. Like, yeah, but it would be good crack. Yeah, I think we have good memories of us being in school. I think luckily, I mean, it's not the same for everybody, but like, yeah, Ireland's fairly like our schools. I don't imagine them being the same as the same size as American schools. Like, no, like we live right next to each other. Like, so I presume that's not the case in America. Like, everyone's coming from like sure, Texas and California is like the size of Ireland. Like, so we're tiny. So we know everything about everyone who's in your school. So it's not like a big deal.
Me and Ryan anyway, because obviously you have reunions. But like I think like if theoretically speaking we did have reunions, it'd be nice to go to, for the fact that, like, as Adam said before, we're kind of like wrapped up in the band a lot. So it's nice to kind of find out what other people are doing and other people that we used to kind of talk to and go to school with are doing.
Get them to follow us on Spotify.
Exactly. That'd be the main reason for it.
So I have to say that your lyrics are so poetic. I listened to your EP, and your single "Turn Your Heart Around." I love the lyrics. The sun needs the moon just as the day needs the night. Who inspires you lyrically?
When we're writing, we're trying to stay conscious of things that like are obviously happening with us, but also with like that can still have a connection with the listener as well. That it's somewhat of and it's something that can be, what's the word, like they can feel it, or they might have somewhat of that experience as well of what they're listening to or what they're reading.
Relatable. So we're looking for.
Yeah, that was the word.
Yeah, I think a song needs to be relatable, and like you said, like it needs to connect with your audience. Otherwise, it's just like, okay, how does this fit with me?
It's something that like bands like Coldplay and U2 do really well. They're sort of like they're a band for everybody in terms of in that way, without being too broad either and actually talk about nothing. Now, to be fair, we haven't really ventured in like a political side or anything like that. And I think maybe when we're a bit older and a bit wiser around it, then we have the experience to do that. But generally, like when I write lyrics, it's probably a bit more observational around people in my life, because I'm like, Jesus, what's going on my own? I don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not really into too deep personal songs. And an artist goes, well, this was what happened when I was like this. And you're like, okay, that's cool. I have no relation to that. Where if he just said, I felt X, Y, and Z emotion, you go, oh, so have I. And then you listen and you like it. So like there's some artists who are like,
really
I think it
pinpoints it, like what it's about, and then it's like all of a sudden it's like I have no connection to it now because you just told me what it actually is.
And I think on the flip side of that as well is that you don't really want to kind of delve into it too much, because it then becomes like, I suppose the music is your armor, and if you kind of take the music side away and listen too much to the lyrics, then it's kind of like you're just stripped and you've got nothing to hide behind. So like if you're the one to write those lyrics, it's like sometimes you don't want to delve in that deep and you don't want people to know certain things. So it's like you're almost being a bit vague.
I think maybe it's genre specific too.
Yeah.
Like singer, songwriter, folky people might have a bit more leeway to talk about themselves, but there's 3 people here. So you have to be cautious of that too.
Right. Yeah. You have like, 3 heads, 3 ideas, roaming about. So, and I love that, you're saying that music is an armor. Yeah. You guys been in the band for a few years now. What do you find the most challenging? Is it, like I mentioned, the ideas, the creative process, the rehearsals, the social media? And by the way, Adam, your nephew's so cute.
Yeah, he's deadly. What do we find most tough?
I'd say like in terms of social media, like trends are changing on a daily, and like especially like with,
that's it. Yeah,
it's like, and every platform has almost like a different audience, and it's like trying to make content to sort of, I don't know, like sort of stand out to different audiences the whole time.
I don't even know if it's like,
it's not difficult.
It's not making the content which is difficult or anything like that. It's the idea of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I mean, I do get the idea of being like, if you're not with the times, they'll move on and you'll be left behind, and that's fair. But there's also like at the moment, like it's the wrong sort of thing that, do you know what, like not into mad quick consumerism and 15-second videos. That's not art. Like, so, and I don't want to be like looking like a fool online as well by making stupid videos. Like what we do is serious. So, but serious to us. And I mean, not that the content is serious, but we take ourselves seriously, and the music we make, whether that be a happy song, sad song, whatever, and to reduce that to like a 15-second video or it's something following a trend because you saw someone else do it. There's something really dishonest with that. Like, really dishonest.
And I suppose another hard thing as well is that, like, on that point is that, as Adam said, like social media now is so kind of, it's consumed so quickly that I suppose the hardest thing is like juggling everything that, we're writing songs, we're rehearsing songs, we're rehearsing to play live, and then at the same time trying to think about all these trends that are going on and trying to kind of make sure that obviously we're representing ourselves properly and then our songs are being represented properly as well. And it's like trying to get all of that right.
Regardless of what's going on in TikTok and Instagram and stuff, like if you have a great song that resonates with people and people enjoy listening to that piece of music, like it will do well anyway, and you will be known regardless if you have a TikTok account or not. As in the music you hear on TikTok anyway, for the most part, TikTokers who've been approached by any sort of like record label and they go, well, you have an audience, would you sing this song? And then they do it. It's quick. It's like quick fashion. It's like bought and then thrown away. Like there's no continuity to it. Like bands like N.O.A.H are really good at TikTok, because I saw a video the other day and it was quite funny, but like it's just showing their personal side of who they are without them going making these gimmicky sales promos. Like you get to know who they are as lads and how they interact with each other.
Oh my gosh, I saw one of their videos. It was like when they went to the aquarium, and the one that made me laugh was like they did the voice of the eel and they're like, what's that?
They're good at it. There's one where they're rocking a bus and it's like what people think you do on tour, and it obviously looks like people are having sex on the bus. And then they go on to the bus and it's all of them just jumping up and down singing to like an old dance song. It's actually quite funny, like.
But you guys are right, because social media trends, the algorithms are changing. Like, 1 minute, like my algorithm on Instagram will show a bunch of panda videos. Are you guys still living together?
No,
not anymore.
Okay.
We have to pack that in.
That I was gonna say that typically happens, but when you guys did live together, who was the neat freak? Who was the messy eater? Who was the one that took the long showers, the remote hogger?
I'd probably be the cleanest. Yeah. Ronan's the dirtiest.
Yeah, Ronan would be the dirtiest, I'd say, because I'm a bit like OCD about like cleanliness as well when it comes to a house.
But yeah, no, I'll say that I'm probably the messiest, but to be fair, just thinking about it, Adam, I had to clean that van today. And a lot of your shit.
When Adam said that, I was like, I don't think you're that clean.
Well, like, yeah, no, I wouldn't say you're the cleanest.
Just stop. No, like, to be fair, we'll probably have to do it. We will have to move again. Like, if we move abroad, which will inevitably happen,
somewhere warm.
Yes.
So I know your EP Echoes of the Night is out, and you guys are doing local shows. Okay, what's the next direction for N.O.A.H?
Single coming out on the 15th of April. It's called The Way We're Told, and it's really good.
Yeah. Then a load of festivals as well in the summer too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to the April 15th, and April's my birthday month. So all right. What would you tell your younger self? And here's a picture of, oh my gosh, so you can see my halo ring. What would you tell your younger self?
Fuck.
I would tell myself to get a haircut.
I tell myself never take a photo like that ever.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, that's wow.
Jesus Christ.
I'd say it's going to get better.
Keep going.
Yeah, it's to teach yourself. Keep going. Teach yourself patience, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I mean,
especially when you're supposed to be in a band, because we started so young that I think a lot of people, when they get to a certain age, it's sort of like, oh, I need to grow up now and get a real job. So I think we all say to ourselves, it's like, don't stop, keep going. Do you know what I mean? Because there is a chance that you could be successful.
And just make good music, like,
and have fun.
Right.
Make music you like, well, not good music. Make music that's good to you, anyway.
That you be proud of it.
Yeah. Don't just release something because you think it's cool, or like you're in a band now. Have to release music. If you don't release music in your first 5 years of being a band, cool. Just make sure the first thing you do is good. And that's what we're trying to do this time around. That we enjoy it like as much as possible, and every ounce of what we wanted the product to be is what it is.
All right. Yeah. If there's a will, there's a way. Follow your passions. Okay. One last thing. We do have 2.5 minutes before it kicks me out. So I'm going to interview another artist. I want to try to do something new. What would be an interview question you would like to ask this artist? It could be any random question. And then that way, when I speak to this artist, I'm like, oh, and N.O.A.H wants to know blah, blah, blah.
Ooh.
I'm going to make a Jesus compilation after this.
Sorry. We got asked the question before, and it was very difficult. I can't remember what it was from, and it was very difficult.
It was pretty much like that, except it was if I was to ask you a question, what would you want me to ask you?
Yeah.
Don't ask that one. That's
exactly.
I hate that.
Yeah, no, that was a dreadful one. That was like
that was for 5 minutes.
What do you want to be asked? I don't know what I want to be asked. Like, it's not how conversations work. They flow.
What's your perfect Sunday?
Oh, that's a Tinder question, man.
Is it? Do you ask that?
Yeah, like something about music, like if you had to have fingers for toes or toes for fingers, what would you have? I think that's a good one.
Okay.
Is that not to do with music, no?
Yeah, but then you can't play an instrument if you have fucking fingers on your toes. Like,
watch me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Adam, Ryan, Ronan, for your time.